Once a week, I will have you stop and reflect over the last 7 lessons or the last 6 lessons from the week prior. This principle of reflection and checking in on with yourself and checking in on what you've learned and rereading those things that you've been writing about and thinking about can really help continue to align your goals as well as keep your focus where it needs to be. So over the last week, we've talked about journaling. This idea, these steps to journaling to help you focus in and think deeper about what you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis that has to do with your addiction. So kind of being very conscientious throughout the day, meditating, writing, reflecting, rechecking those things, and then taking action, choosing things that you will take action on every day. Take a moment to look over the last few days, the last week, and look at the things that you had decided you were going to do, things you had decided you were going to change, and check in with yourself of how effective and efficient do you feel you were being. A lot of times, if you're trying to make changes that are too big, too grand, it means that you need to just step back, lower some of the expectations a little bit, so you know, okay, I can't make that big change, but I can change this. I can take smaller steps here and there. When I'm working with someone, my expectation for them isn't that they're going to quit the addiction from day one. That's generally not what happens. Though there are some people who choose, they dedicate, and for one reason or another, they're able to stop it from the beginning and then never go back. But generally, people are kind of relapsing and kind of falling into old patterns. And for me, that just gives us more information that we can learn from. That as you're going through it in this more reflective and conscientious way, things will start to adjust. So my expectation for these first couple, 2-3 weeks is not that you're cutting back on looking or viewing or engaging in your addiction, just becoming more and more aware. So kind of take that responsibility off your shoulders of having to cut back right now, but thinking about, okay, where am I at? What are my goals? Preparing yourself, just like in this last week, has been a lot about preparing your mindset and your focus on where you want to go. Not so much on what are the practical steps to quit an addiction. How can I focus my efforts? How can I focus my energy? Where do I want to focus my energy? So we talked about journaling in that process, and I hope as you've written through certain things and actions, you can kind of see what worked, what didn't work. If something did work that you're like really proud of, continue to practice that. Put it into practice so that you feel those wins more consistently. Now, we talked about having a vision and that idea of looking into the future, where you want to end up. Who do you want to become? What kind of man do you want to be? And starting to align your actions, your priorities, and your vision and intentions with that vision. To kind of align where you want, what you are doing with where you want to go. And with that kind of what we covered yesterday, the idea of sacrifice. Being willing to make sacrifices, to take action, being willing to move yourself in that direction in a way that is motivating, compelling, something that makes it important. I think for a lot of people, the willingness to make sacrifices is hard to gain and get into this practice. But as you do that, the changes in your soul, in your mind, in your body develops. The changes that you want to have will develop, and it'll become easier and easier to make those decisions later on. Not to say that making sacrifices is easy and fun and all benefits. It is hard work. You are having to choose and remove things in your life or do things in your life that is hard work. And if it isn't, then are you really accomplishing and becoming who you want to be? Are you really engaging in building kind of your resilience? Are you building your discipline? Are you building these things, long-lasting things that will generalize into every aspect of your life? And so recovery, again, isn't just about abstinence, isn't just about quitting something, it's becoming something. And so going through these steps, applying these principles and doing these things and reflecting on them consistently of where you want to go. What are your priorities? What are your intentions? And are you sacrificing to get there? Is that kind of on the forefront of your mind all the time, remembering why you're doing this? And as we remember, there are benefits to your willpower, there are benefits to your life, there are benefits to your relationships, there are benefits to your body, your physical body. remembering and applying these things. I encourage you then to take time today to reflect over what you have written, over what you have learned, over what you have done in the last week, and make a summary. Write those things down and choose what you're going to continue to do as you move forward during these 70 days of recovery. Over the next few weeks, how are you going to continue to apply this and remember this so that it seeps in, it digs in, it gets rooted into your soul and changes who you are to become the man you want to be.